Hi, hello everyone. This is your educator, your tutor, your friend Sanjay Kumar Vishakarma. I welcome you all to yet another session of We Learning. We Learning is a platform which focuses on providing right to quality education for all. Do watch this session. If you like it, do press the like button, share it with your other friends who are preparing for their boards and competition, and do not forget to click on the bell icon. Do not forget to subscribe. Along with that, click on the bell icon so that you never miss any update from us. Okay? Now, without any delay, let's get started with today's session. We were doing electrostatic potential and capacitance, and this is lecture number 11. In this lecture, it is really going to be an interesting lecture. We'll be seeing combinations of capacitors. This is part 1. In the next lecture, we'll bring more complex combination of capacitors. In this lecture, we'll see the basics. We'll understand how this combination works. All right? Okay. So now, first, in combination of capacitors, first is series combination. Series combination means different capacitors, they will be connected in series. Okay. Now you can see this particular circuit. So here there are 3 different capacitors. These 3 different capacitors are uncharged. Okay, forget about this battery. Right now the battery is not connected, let's say. 3 different capacitors, uncharged capacitors, if they are connected in this way means this wire is connected to this plate of the capacitor. Then other plate of the capacitor is having one wire which is connected to first plate of second capacitor. Then second plate of second capacitor is connected to first plate of third capacitor, right? And like this combination goes on. Like this connection goes on, all right? So if uncharged capacitors are connected in such a way, this is known as series combination, all right? Now, second thing, we'll connect a battery. After connecting the battery, what will happen? Some Q amount of charge will flow through these capacitors. Correct? Why? Because now the potential difference has come, right? If this is, let's say, having potential V, EMF V. Alright? Potential difference across these terminals will be V. Correct? So here some charge will be flowing across the capacitors. Let's say some charge Q is flowing through the battery. Okay, if charge Q is flowing through the battery, that means in this first plate, plus Q charge has come. Okay. Now if plus Q charge has come to the first plate of the battery, this plate of the battery will have minus Q charge. We know about capacitors, right? This will be minus Q. Now if this is minus Q, understand this plate will be plus Q. Okay, why? Because if you see this particular system, this is an isolated system, right? These plates were uncharged before. Now if you see, this is an isolated system. Only this is connected to this. That's all. Rest no other connections. Correct? So if this plate is having minus Q charge, how you can understand this? It was having no charge before. Correct? Now because of this plus Q, obviously this plate will get minus Q. Now this minus Q, from where did it come? This is an isolated system. The charge will move around this only. So this minus Q actually came from here. So this became plus Q. Correct? You can understand this way that this plate has got more negative charge because the negative charge is flown from this plate to here. So now this has become positively charged. You can understand this way. Okay? So this is an isolated system. Earlier the charge was 0. Now also the charge in this isolated system will be 0. See, minus Q plus Q, it is 0 only. Correct? Then again what will happen? Since this is plus Q, this plate will get minus Q. This one. This is all positive. This is all negative. Again this is all positive. Positive means plus Q. This is all negative. Then this, again this system, if you see this capacitor, these 2 plates, again this is an isolated system. So if this is minus Q, this has to be plus Q. Correct? So this will be plus Q. All plus charges come here on this plate. It is actually inside. Okay? Then this plate will get minus Q because plus charge is here. So the other plate has to be minus Q. Alright? Then this circuit is completed now. Clear? I hope you got the charge distribution. Q charge was flowing from the battery. From here this Q came to this first plate, so minus Q came to the other plate. Then again plus Q came to this plate, minus Q here, then plus Q here, minus Q here. Q charges flowing through the circuit. So first thing was 3 uncharged capacitors, when they are connected in this way, it is called series combination. Not 3, any number of uncharged capacitors if they are connected. It can be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 till infinite, n number of capacitors. Alright. Second, charge across all the capacitors is same. Charge flowing through all the capacitors will be same. Charge flowing through the circuit, if it is Q, through all the capacitors it will be Q. Okay. So what is same? Charge. What will be different? Potential. Here across these two terminals the potential is V because the battery is providing V. Now across these capacitors the potential will be different. Let's say this is capacitor C1. Let's say this is capacitor with capacitance C1, this is C2, this is C3. I should have named before only, right? Now this C1 capacitor is having Q charge, C2 is also having Q charge, C3 is also having Q charge. Alright. Now if I talk about the potential difference across this capacitor, it will be V1. Across this capacitor, it will be V2. And across this capacitor, it will be V3. Clear? The potential will be different. Why? Across these two terminals the potential is V. This is V1, V2, V3. So the sum will be V. V will be V1 plus V2 plus V3. Clear? So what you have to make a note is, in series, charge in all the capacitors is same. Second, potential difference across all the capacitors is different. Clear? Now, let's find the equivalent capacitance of this system. Now, what does this term equivalent capacitance means? If you have studied electricity class 10th, equivalent resistance, remember? Series, parallel, is the similar thing. There, if you remember, in series, the current in the entire circuit was same, the current flowing through all the resistors was same. Now, current flowing means the movement of charge. Here, the same way, the charge in each capacitor is same, correct? There also, in series, the potential was different across each resistor. Here also the potential is different across each capacitor. Is the similar story. There R equivalent was there. Here C equivalent will come. What does C equivalent means? If I want to make a system such that the battery is providing V voltage, I want all the three capacitors to replace with one such capacitance. I want all the three capacitors to be replaced with one capacitor whose capacitance should be equal to the capacitance of all the three. Capacitance due to all the three. Clear? Connected like this. So let's say this is C equivalent. V same. This C equivalent is basically these three capacitors I have replaced with one such capacitor, such that the capacitance of that capacitor is equal to the equivalent capacitance or resultant capacitance due to all these three capacitors connected in series. Clear? Got it? So now, here, if I want to write the value of the C equivalent, now the charge is Q obviously. Q is equal to CV. Q is equal to CV. So V will be equal to Q by C equivalent. Correct? Here. Now, if you remember, again, whatever is not same, we will start with that. We will add all the voltages. V is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. Correct? How much is V1? Can we write V1? We can definitely write V1. V1 will be Q by C1. Q is equal to CV. So V1 will be Q by C1. V2 will be Q by C2. And V3 will be Q by C3. Correct? So here V is equal to, or let me just first write all V1, V2, V3. V1 is equal to Q by C1. Comma V2 is equal to Q by C2, comma V3 is equal to Q by C3. Correct? So now V1 is equal to V is equal to total voltage which the battery is providing is V1 plus V2 plus V3. Correct? That is Q by C1 plus q by c2 plus q by c3, right? Now this v I have to write. I hope you got it till here. What is this v? V is equal to q by c equivalent. So here this will be q by c equivalent. If you see, all the q are cancelled. What we are left with, what we finally got, 1 upon c equivalent is equal to 1 upon c1 plus 1 upon c2 plus 1 upon c3. We got c equivalent as 1 upon c1. Now this can be till cn also. If n number of capacitances are connected in series, it can be 1 upon c1 plus 1 upon c2 plus 1 upon c3 plus 1 upon c4 plus 1 upon c5 till 1 upon cn. Correct? Got it? Note it down. This is the c equivalent. Now what you have to remember, or what you can actually compare with the resistance, equivalent resistance, when the resistors were connected in series, the equivalent resistance was R1 plus R2 plus R3. Here see, it is 1 upon C equivalent. In parallel, if you remember, when the resistances were connected in parallel, equivalent resistance, how do we use to calculate? 1 upon R equivalent is equal to 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2 plus 1 upon R3. There in resistances, when resistances were connected in parallel, this type of formula used to come. Here, when capacitors are connected in series, then this kind of formula is coming. It is completely opposite. Okay, you can remember that way. In resistance, the kind of formula which used to come in parallel, in capacitance it comes in series. And other thing will also be true. In resistance, the formula which used to come when they were connected in series, similar kind of formula will come when the capacitances are connected in parallel. Clear? We'll see later on. As of now, note this. This is when capacitors are connected in series. Now, so what you have to keep in mind, charge is same, potential is different, V1 is Q by C1, V2 is Q by C2, V3 is Q by C3. But in exams, to reduce your time, I'll give you a formula. Okay, reduce your time means, suppose they ask voltage across any particular capacitor. Suppose this kind of circuit is there, they ask what is the capacitance across, what is the potential difference across C1. Now for that, if you want to put Q upon C1, you will have to find out Q, right? But initially you will be given with only C1, C2, C3, and you will be given with the potential by the battery. Now first you find out Q, then you find out Q by C1. For finding out Q, you need to find out C equivalent. It becomes a lengthy process, right? So what you can do is, V1, remember now, make a note, 1 upon C1 divide by 1 upon C1 plus 1 upon C2 plus this is C2 plus 1 upon C3. If n capacitors are connected in series, you can do V1 is equal to 1 upon C1 upon 1 upon C1 plus 1 upon C2 plus 1 upon C3 till 1 upon Cn. Clear? V2, 1 upon C2, oh, this is this many times of V. Clear? This many times of V. Here 1 upon C2 divide by 1 upon C1 plus 1 upon C2 plus 1 upon C3. This many times of V. Clear? Now then V3, 1 upon C3 divide by 1 upon C1 plus 1 upon C2 plus 1 upon C3 times of V. Clear? Remember, always very simple to keep in mind, very simple to retain also. Note it down. How did this come? Very easy. I told you V1 is equal to Q by C1. Correct? What is Q? What is Q? Q is equal to C equivalent into V. Correct? Now C equivalent, if you open, this is what? 1 upon C equivalent only. C equivalent, I can write it as, the same thing I can write as 1 upon C1 divide by 1 upon C equivalent. And we see this and this are same. 1 upon C equivalent means C equivalent is in the numerator, C equivalent by C1, correct? Into V. 1 upon C equivalent is this 1 upon C1 plus 1 upon C2 plus 1 upon C3. Clear? So instead of first finding out Q and then putting in the formula, you can directly remember. Got it? Now, after remembering this, what you have to remember? 1 upon C equivalent is this. Then, potential energy in each capacitor. U1, potential energy in first capacitor. Or let's say total potential energy. Alright. U of combination. Potential energy of the total combination. That means potential energy stored in all the capacitors. That will be U1 plus U2 plus U3. Correct? How much will be that? How much will be that? It will be Q square by 2C1 plus Q square by 2C2 plus Q square by 2C3. Obviously, Q square by 2C1 energy stored in first capacitor, Q square by 2C2 energy stored by second capacitor, Q square by 2C3 energy stored in third capacitor. Now, that is equal to, if I do Q square by 2 common, this is 1 upon C1 plus 1 upon C2 plus 1 upon C3, correct? This is 1 upon C equivalent, so this will be Q square by 2C equivalent. This is U of the combination. This is U of the combination. Q square by 2C equivalent. Okay, energy stored in all the capacitors. Now, what is the energy supplied by the battery? UB, let's say. Energy supplied by the battery. Now, understand, whenever we'll be talking about energy stored in capacitor, what all things are related with capacitor? Q, C or V. If you see a capacitor, on the plates there will be charge Q and the capacitance will be C. So whenever you will write an energy formula for capacitor, you will write in terms of Q and C. And whenever you will write energy from the battery, what is related to battery? Capacitor, charge or potential difference? Charge and potential difference, right? Capacitor is nowhere related. It is a different thing. So now battery, if you see, because Q amount of charge the battery will provide and potential difference across the terminals of the battery will also be given, correct? So this will be Q into V. Q into V. How much is V? How much is V? Q is equal to CV. C equivalent into V, correct? So V is equal to Q by C equivalent. That's what we got here. V is equal to Q by C equivalent. From here, V is equal to Q by C equivalent. So here, Q into Q by C equivalent, and that is equal to Q square by C equivalent. Correct? I hope you can see this. If not, I'll just write it a bit up. This is Q into Q by C equivalent. So U of B is equal to Q square by C equivalent. So now just see one thing. Energy supplied by the battery is Q square by C equivalent and energy stored in all the capacitors is Q square by 2C equivalent. This energy stored in all the capacitors is half of the total energy provided by the battery. Then where the half of the rest of the energy, where has it gone? This is the battery. This battery is supplying energy Q square by C equivalent. Energy stored in all the three capacitors is Q square by 2C equivalent. Half of the energy which the battery is supplying. Then where is the rest half of the energy? The rest half of the energy goes into the resistors in form of heat. The rest half of the energy converts into heat. So now what you have to write a note. The energy provided by a battery, half of the energy is stored as electrostatic potential energy, which is in the capacitors. Half of the energy of the total energy provided by the battery is stored as electrostatic potential energy, and half of the energy is converted into heat. Clear? In the exam question, sometimes they will ask how much heat is produced. So if you remember this particular note, you can always write. Okay? From here, U by battery is equal to 2 times U by this, or U of combination is half of U by battery. You can write, I am writing here, U of combination is equal to half of U by battery. Energy of the combination is equal to half of the energy provided by the battery. Write this down. Clear? I am erasing this, but you have to write it down. Done. Shall we go further? All right. Now, combination of capacitor, parallel combination. Series, I hope everything you remember. First, V1, V2, V3, right? Second, 1 upon C equivalent is equal to 1 upon C1 plus 1 upon C2 plus 1 upon C3. Third, total energy of the combination, and then total energy supplied by the battery. Here also we will talk about these 4 things. Okay? Now, like this, uncharged capacitors, if they are connected in this way, then it is parallel connection, parallel combination. In parallel combination, if you remember, again if you remember 10th standard electricity, if you remember that, the potential difference across all the capacitors is same. This battery, suppose it is providing V. So across this, the potential difference across these 2 terminals will be V. Potential difference across these 2 terminals will be V, and potential difference across these 2 terminals will be V. Let's say the capacitance is C1, C2 and C3. Now here voltage is same. Charge will be different. Charge will be different. Why? Q amount of charge is coming from the battery. Some amount of charge will go here. Rest will go further, then some will go here, then rest will go further, then some will go here. After coming out from here, this will merge with this will merge with total, the same amount of charge will go into the battery. That's how we understood the same concept when we were talking about resistors in electricity, how the current gets distributed. The same way the charge also is there. All right. Now here, let's say the charge on this is Q1, on this is Q2, on this is Q3. Clear? Q is equal to CV. So Q1 is equal to C1 into V. Q2 is equal to C2 into V. Q3 is equal to C3 into V. Right? Now here, we need to find equivalent capacitance, right? Equivalent capacitance means, what does equivalent capacitance means? All these 3 capacitors I should replace by one capacitor such that the capacitance of that capacitor, I'll replace all the capacitors with one capacitor such that the capacitance of that capacitor is equal to the resultant capacitance due to all 3 capacitors, correct? So now from here, I can write Q is equal to C equivalent into V. Let me write it with black only. For this circuit, I can write Q is equal to C equivalent into V. Correct? Now, what is Q? The amount of charge which is coming from the battery. Correct? There also Q is this only. V is same. C equivalent is the resultant capacitance of all the 3, right? Q is equal to C equivalent into V, and Q is Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3. Correct? This Q, it will go as Q1, it will go as Q2, it will go as Q3. So the total Q will be Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3. Correct? So Q is equal to Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3. From here, Q is equal to C equivalent into V, and that is C1V plus C2V plus C3V. Correct? From here, this V, this V, this V, this V got cancelled. What we got? C equivalent is equal to C1 plus C2 plus C3. Just see this formula. You have to always remember. In parallel combination, when the capacitors are connected in parallel, the formula is C1 plus C2 plus C3. If n capacitors are there, then it will add on till Cn. Okay. This kind of formula used to come in resistance when they were connected in series, but here in parallel. So you can remember this way. If you remember the formulas for resistance, you can think that in resistance in series, the type of formula, I mean the look of that formula, if you say, how it was in series, it will be in parallel in capacitance. And how it was in parallel in resistance, it will be somewhat similar in series in capacitance. Clear? This is the formula. Done? Now, their potential was different in series. So we wrote V1, V2, V3, we wrote formula for everything. Here charge is different, so we'll write formula for charge. Okay. Q1, C1 upon C1 plus C2 plus C3 times the total charge. Q2 will be equal to C2 divided by C1 plus C2 plus C3 into Q, this many times of Q. Clear? And Q3 is equal to C3 divided by C1 plus C2 plus C3. These many times of Q. Fine. So now, how did this come? Very simple. Q1 will be equal to C1 into V. What is V? What is V? Q by C equivalent. C equivalent is C1 plus C2 plus C3. So C1 upon C1 plus C2 plus C3 into Q. That's what we have written. You can remember this particular formula. Q1 is equal to C1 upon C1 plus C2 plus C3 into Q. Q2 is equal to C2. Whatever is this, the same as this number. Upon C1 plus C2 plus C3 into Q. Q3 is equal to C3 upon C1 plus C2 plus C3 into Q. Clear? Now, so this thing you have to remember. Then C equivalent is C1 plus C2 plus C3 you have to remember. Then potential energy, right? Potential energy of the combination. Potential energy of the combination. Potential energy is stored in all the capacitors in the combination. That will be half into, or we can say Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3. Sorry, U1 plus U2 plus U3. That is equal to half C1V square plus half C2V square plus half C3V square. Correct? That is half V square common C1 plus C2 plus C3. C1 plus C2 plus C3 is C equivalent. So this will be half into C equivalent into V square. Clear? That is U of the combination. U combination is equal to half into C equivalent into V square. Clear? Now energy supplied by the battery, UB. Energy supplied by the battery UB is Q into V. Q into V. So now this Q is C equivalent into V. C equivalent into V, that is C equivalent V square. UB. Again, if you see, this is half C equivalent V square, this is C equivalent V square. Energy stored in the total, in all the capacitors in the combination is half of the energy supplied by the battery. So where is half of the energy? It is converted into heat. Clear? In both the cases, if you talk about energy, It is similar thing. Fine, half of the energy will be stored in the combination, half of the energy will be converted into heat. Note down. Note down. Again, we spoke about C equivalent, we spoke about different charges, we spoke about energy of the combination, and we spoke about energy supplied by the battery. This energy is a stored energy, this energy is supplied energy. Alright? Shall we move further? Now, let's start with the questions. Some questions we'll do, then we'll see more combinations. Okay? 3 initially uncharged capacitors are connected in series as shown in the circuit with a battery of EMF 30 volt. 3 uncharged capacitors. So initially they were uncharged, they were connected in series like this, then they were connected to a battery of 30 volt. Now, find out the following. We have to find something. First, charge flow through the battery. How much charge will flow through the battery? Then, potential energy in 3 microfarad capacitor and total energy in the capacitors and heat produced in the circuit. These things we have to find out. Let's start with the first one. You can try on your own. Easy questions there. Charge flow through the battery. How much charge is flown through the battery? First, let's take out C equivalent. C equivalent will be equal to, now here if you see they are in series. In series means 1 upon C equivalent, correct? That is equal to 1 upon C1 plus 1 upon C2 plus 1 upon C3. So this is 1 upon C equivalent is equal to 1 upon 2 plus 1 upon 3 plus 1 upon 6. Correct? So that will be 1 upon 2 plus 1 upon 3 plus 1 upon 6 is how much? 1. 1 upon 1. Correct? So C equivalent will come as 1 microfarad. See? This will be 3 by 6. This will be 2 by 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 by 6. 1. 1 microfarad. If 1 upon 1, then take the reciprocal. That also will be 1. So that is 1 microfarad. So now C equivalent we have got. What we have to find? Charge flow through the battery. Q is equal to CV. That is equal to 1 microfarad into 30 volt. That is equal to 30 microcoulomb. 30 microcoulomb. Farad into volt is coulomb. Micro will be there. 30 microcoulomb. So Q is equal to 30 microcoulomb. Clear? Now, potential energy in 3 microfarad capacitor. In this, how much potential energy is stored? Let's find out. Potential energy in 3 microfarad. Potential energy in this will be Q square by 2C. Correct? Q square by 2C. C2. C 3 microfarad C. Okay, this C is 3 microfarad. So Q square, Q is same in all the 3. So the charge which is flowing through this circuit, the same charge will go here, the same charge will go here, the same charge will go from here. So this is also having this Q charge, that is 30 micro into 30 micro. Coulomb is there. Divide by 2 into 3 micro. Farad is also there. So now here this 1 micro got cancelled. 3 tens are 30. How much is this? 2 5s are 10. 3 5s are 15. 150 microjoule. Everything is in SI unit. So the answer will come in SI unit. So it will be joule. 1 micro is also there. 150 microjoule. Clear? 150 microjoule. Now, next, what is asked? Total energy in the capacitors. So total energy we have to find how much is stored in the capacitors. So U of combination is equal to Q square by 2C equivalent. Correct? Q square by 2C equivalent. So this will be Q square is 30 micro into 30 micro divide by 2 into C equivalent is C equivalent is 1 microfarad, so this will be 1 micro again. All right. So now from here, if you see, this micro got cancelled. 2 15s are 15, 3s are 45. So this will be 450 microjoule. Clear? 450 microjoule. 450 microjoule is the energy stored in all the capacitors. Fine. Now, next is heat produced in the circuit. So how much heat is produced in the circuit? Before that, let's first find out the potential, the energy supplied by the battery. Energy supplied by the battery minus the energy stored in the capacitor is the heat. Correct? So energy supplied by a battery will be Q into V. That is equal to 30 microcoulomb into 30 volt. That is equal to 900 microjoule. 900 microjoule. So now U, or let's say heat will be energy supplied by battery minus energy stored in the capacitor, that is 900 microjoule minus 450 microjoule, that is 450 microjoule. Correct? Very simple. Note it down. Note it down. Now, this question, all the parts we have done, I hope you understood how it is done. Okay. Next, two capacitors of capacitance 1 microfarad and 2 microfarad are charged to potential difference 20 volt and 15 volt as shown in figure. If now terminal B and terminal C, okay, as shown in figure, this is the figure. These are two capacitors, 1 microfarad and 2 microfarad, charged to potential difference 20 volt and here 15 volt. Clear? If now terminal B and C are connected together, terminal A with positive end of the battery and D with negative terminal of the battery, then find out the charges on both the capacitors. So now what they have done is B and C are connected together. A is connected to positive end of the battery and D is connected to negative end of the battery. And battery is how much? Battery is how much? 30 volt. Correct? This is the combination. This 30 is written here. I know you can't see it, but this is 30 volt. All right. Like this, it is connected now. Now they are asking, now after this connection is done, now tell the charges on the capacitors. Okay. How to do this? Understand. These capacitors initially were not uncharged. They were already charged to some voltage. They were already having some charge on them. Right? Now when they are connected together, again some charge movement will happen and finally they will have some different charge. We have to find out in this final circuit how much charge these capacitor plates are having. How to find out? Okay. Now this battery, here if you see the total potential is 35 volt. Here if you see the potential what they have connected is 30 volt. Correct? Understand, when these two are connected together, this battery is connected, some charge will flow from this battery. Whatever charge comes out of the battery, the same charge will go to this capacitor plate also, this capacitor also. Earlier they were having some charge. Alright? We are not talking about that charge. Now after this connection from this battery will also provide some charge. That charge will be flowing through this capacitor also, this capacitor also. That means the charge gain on both the capacitors will be same. Correct? Let's say how much ever charge they were having, plus Q came in this, plus Q came in this. They were having some charge before also, plus Q came and plus Q came. Clear? Initial charge, let's say this was Q1, this was Q2. Plus Q. Now what I'm trying to tell is the charge which they have got, the extra charge, is same for both. Clear? Because one charge, some amount of charge has come out from the battery, the same charge is going through this and again going through the battery. Clear? Okay. Now, we have to find out how much this Q charge is. If we get this Q charge, we'll get, now this Q1 is how much? P? Q1 will be equal to P into V. Here, from here, C is 1 microfarad and V is 20 volt. So this will be 20 microcoulomb. The charge on this 20 microcoulomb. The same way, I can find here also Q is equal to CV. That is equal to 2 microfarad into 15. That is equal to 30 microcoulomb. Correct? So this Q2 will be 30 microcoulomb. Now understand. Here this Q1, Q2, this will be 20, this will be 30. So now finally this will be having 20 plus Q charge, this will be having 30 plus Q charge. Now this Q charge can be negative charge also, can be positive charge also. Here if you see total voltage was 35, here it is reduced 30. Right? That means this charge what they are getting will be negative charge. Some charge will be taken out. Clear? They will be having less charge compared to when they were having here. Clear? Now we need not worry about that, whether this charge will be positive or negative. Finally, you will get the value of this charge. Okay. From that, if this Q comes as negative, anyways, you will add this 20 plus some negative value will be subtracted only. 30 plus some negative value will be subtracted only. So you need not worry about that, whether the charge is added or the charge is reduced. You just have to write like this always. Just see the way how it is done. First, what we have done. I hope you understood the concept. Okay, why same charge is getting added to both the plates? Because the one same charge is going through this battery. Okay, now how to do this? First we'll find the charge on each capacitor by this, separately they have given. The charge will be added, let's say Q charge is added to both the capacitors, so we'll write as this plus Q, old charge plus Q, old charge plus Q. Clear? Now we will apply Kirchhoff's law. These two terminals will be having some potential, let's say V1. These two terminals will be having some potential, let's say V2. Fine. Kirchhoff's law will apply. How do we apply Kirchhoff's law? Kirchhoff's law says if we move in the battery, the entire this one circuit, if we complete one closed circuit, the sum of the voltages, I mean, see, this is negative, this is positive. This plate will be positive, this will be negative, this will be positive, this will be negative. All right. Now, here this voltage I will take as positive, understand. Here this is 30, from negative to positive. Just see the direction, we are moving like this. Okay. We are moving like this. From negative to positive, we are moving here. So, to where we are moving? We are moving to positive. So, this 30 will write as positive plus. Here, we are moving from like this, right? This means from positive to negative we are going, correct? Understand? We are moving like this. We have to select one direction. You can select any direction, doesn't matter. I have selected this direction. Where across the battery, if you see, we have moved from negative to positive like this. Here, if you see, we are moving like this in this closed circuit. This is from positive to negative. So this, the potential difference across this, we'll write it as negative. Okay. 20 plus Q, how much will be the potential? Q is equal to CV, V is equal to Q by C. Correct? Q by C is 1. This one. Here also Q by this 2. Fine. So the voltage here will be 20 plus Q by 1. So this I will write as minus 20 plus Q by 1. Why? Because we were going from plus to minus. Here again plus to minus. We are still moving in this direction. Plus to minus. So we will write minus this potential difference, that is minus 30 plus Q divided by 2. Clear? That is equal to 0. Once we complete the circuit, the sum should be 0. This is what Kirchhoff's law is. Fine. So here 30 minus 20 plus Q minus 15 This will be minus. Minus q by 2 is equal to 0. From here, 30 minus 15 is 15. 15 minus 20 is minus 5. It will go there, 5. Minus q by 2 is equal to 5. Correct? From here, this is 3 by 2q minus 3q by 2 is equal to 5. From here, what we got, q is equal to minus 10 by 3 microcoulomb. Here also micro is there, if you remember. Correct? Here what we'll get, minus 10 by 3 microcoulomb. So now this q is minus 10 by 3 microcoulomb. So the charge will be 20 plus q, 30 plus q. Charge on first capacitor. Okay, this is for explanation only, which I have explained here. This is for same explanation, I have drawn it here. Okay, charge on first capacitor is equal to 20 minus 10 by 3, that is 50 by 3. Correct? 50 by 3 microcoulomb. Charge on second capacitor is equal to 30 minus 10 by 3, that is equal to 80 by 3, correct? Microcoulomb. I don't know if you can see this or not. Here if I write on this particular capacitor, on this capacitor, by 3 microcoulomb. On this capacitor the charge is 50 by 3 microcoulomb. On this capacitor the charge is 80 by 3 microcoulomb. Clear? I hope you got how to do this. Try on your own. Okay, 50 by 3 microcoulomb, 80 by 3 microcoulomb we got. How did we do this? First we took out the charges on each capacitor, then we connected. Since we connected in series, so the charge adding on both of the plates or both of the capacitors will be same. That is, we have taken as q. We don't know whether it is plus q or minus q. All right. Then what we have done, we have used Kirchhoff's law, according to which if we do the sum of voltages in this entire circuit, it will come as 0. All right. This was 30, then potential drop happened in first capacitor, potential drop happened in second capacitor. So this total, or you can understand this way, Kirchhoff's law says that this total voltage will be divided only between these two. That means this voltage is equal to this plus this. Very simple. Instead of writing this way, I hope you can understand this way. This total potential is distributed only between these two. Correct? So this potential will be equal to the potential due to this, the potential drop across this plus potential drop across this. That's what we have done. Clear? And that's how we have got the value of q, that is minus 10 by 3 microcoulomb, which we have done as we knew that charge is 20 minus q, 30 minus q, 20 plus q, 30 plus q. This q is minus, so we have got the final charges 50 by 3 microcoulomb and 80 by 3 microcoulomb. Okay, next. 3 initially uncharged capacitors are connected to a battery of 10 volt in parallel combination. 3 initially uncharged capacitors are connected to a battery of 10 volt in parallel combination like this. So first two questions we did of series combination. Now this one question we are doing for parallel combination. Again, it is very easy. Similar kind of question. Find out the following. We have to find charge flow from the battery. We have to find total energy in the capacitors. We have to find heat produced in the circuit. And we have to find potential energy in 3 microfarad capacitor. I hope you can do it on your own also, if I give it as a homework. Or let's do it. Okay. Let's first find out charge from the battery. Okay. Before that, let's first find out C equivalent. C equivalent will be equal to C1 plus C2 plus C3. They are parallel. So that is 3 plus 2 plus 1. 3 plus 3 microfarad plus 2 microfarad plus 1 microfarad, that is equal to 6 microfarad. Clear? Battery is 10 volt. So Q is equal to C equivalent into V. That is equal to 6 microfarad into 10 volt. That is equal to 60 microcoulomb. Correct? I hope you got the same. The charge from the battery is 60 microcoulomb. Second, total energy in the capacitors. Total energy in all the three capacitors. U of combination is equal to half C equivalent into V square. Correct? That is equal to half into 6 microfarad into V is 10 volt into 10 volt. Correct? That is 300 microjoule. Right? 2 3s are 6. 3 into 100, 300 microjoule. Then heat produced in the circuit. Heat produced is, first we have to find out the energy supplied by the battery. Energy supplied by battery is equal to Q into V, that is equal to 60 into 10, that is equal to, now this is 60 microcoulomb, that is 600 microjoule. Correct? So the heat will be U by battery minus U by combination, that is equal to 600 microjoule minus 300 microjoule, and that is equal to 300 microjoule. Are yes or no? Heat is equal to 300 microjoule. Simple question, that's why I'm going fast. Then potential energy in 3 microfarad capacitor. Potential energy in 3 microfarad capacitor, or let me do it in next page. U 3 microfarad. Half into CV square. C means this C. Correct? Half into 3 micro into 10 into 10. That is equal to 2 into 1.5 or 2 5s are 10. This is 150 microjoule. I hope you got the same. Easy? Alright. So now we saw series combination, we saw parallel combination, we saw 2 questions on series combination, we saw 1 question on parallel combination. A lot of different kind of questions are there. Practice on your own. Okay. Now third, series parallel combination. That means mix. In one circuit only, both kind of combination will be there. Let's see. Find the equivalent capacitance in the following circuit. This is the circuit. How do we do this? Very simple. These similar questions you have done in resistance also in 10th, right? How will we do this? First, we'll see which one we can solve. Here once we go, this again it is distributed in 3. But this and this, if you see, they are connected with one wire. This plate and this plate is connected with one wire, right? So these two are in series. These two are isolated plates, correct? These two are in series. So if these two are in series, we can solve these two first. These two, if we will solve, what is the equivalent capacitance of these two? Series. 1 by 6 plus 1 by 3. 1 upon C equivalent is equal to 1 by 6 plus 1 by 3. That is equal to 3 plus 6, 9 by 18. That is equal to, so C equivalent will come as 18 by 9. 18 by 9, that is 2 microfarad, correct? These two I can take out and replace with one capacitor of 2 microfarad. Let me do this. So this, if I make a circuit, this is 2 microfarad. This again is one more capacitor of 2 microfarad. This is 4 microfarad. This is 8 microfarad. Correct? Now see, if you see this terminal and this terminal, this plate of the battery and this plate of the capacitor, this plate of the capacitor are connected with the same point. this plate of the capacitor, this plate of the capacitor are connected with same point. Even if you see this also, this point are same points. Nothing is there in between. I can cut short. I can short circuit this wire and join these two together, right? I can make the same combination as 4 microfarad, then 2 microfarad, then 2 microfarad. Now if you see these three, they are in parallel. So if they are in parallel, we'll add up all 4 plus 2 plus 2, 8 microfarad. So we got one circuit, 8 microfarad. Again we got as 8 microfarad. Like this. I can replace these three with one capacitor of 8 microfarad. This will be 8, 8. Again, now these two are in series. So finally what we got, these two in series. So if two equal capacitors are in series, the equivalent capacitance is half of them. 4 microfarad. How half of it? This you should remember. Anyways, if you do 1 by 8 plus 1 by 8, 1 by C is equal to, so that's it, 2 by 8. So C equivalent is equal to 8 by 2, that is equal to 4. Right? That's what I've done. So finally the C equivalent of the circuit is 4 microfarad. C equivalent of this circuit is 4 microfarad. Clear? Like this, you can try more different kind of questions. The more you practice, the more you will get. Alright, I hope you enjoyed today's session. You understood the things. Again, we saw series combination, we saw parallel combination. We saw the energy in the combination, we saw the energy provided by the battery, how to take out different potentials, how to take out different charges. Right? Then we saw 2 questions on series, 1 question on parallel. Then 1 mixed series and parallel. Now in next session, we'll be seeing more combination of capacitors. Again, that will be more interesting than this. This session was for the students who are preparing for boards. Anyways, a lot of things I have covered for competition as well. Majorly this session was for boards. Next session will be for the competition. Because the combinations which I'm going to discuss in the next session, they will never come in boards. Alright? So if you like today's session, click on the like button. Share it with your other friends who are preparing for their boards and competition as well. Subscribe to our channel and do not forget to click on the bell icon. We'll meet up in the next session. Till then, keep learning from WeLearning. All the best.